Hello everyone, and welcome to part 5 of the Nualia outfitting video series. If you watched part 4 to the bitter end, first of all, I commend you, and second of all, you would know that we are in the process of fixing errors that were caused as a result of my SMD exporter. The better part of the last video, part 4, approximately an hour, was just fixing these errors, and we're still not quite there yet. So for those who don't know, we currently have 2 copies of Nualia's skeleton imported. I can show them in an abstract form right here. So we have the old original skeleton over here. And then over here we have the new version of the skeleton, which we are transferring everything over to. The base body and all the outfit pieces have already been transferred. That was the last 20 or so minutes of the last video. And we are now starting with transferring the hair bones. Hopefully this will be the end of the transference, after which we can safely delete the old skeleton and get on with our lives and finally finish Nualia's outfitting and get her into Source. As I said near the beginning of part 4, which is now applying to part 5, if we do get her in and everything working properly and we have time to spare, then we will work on building her outfit variants, but if not, then we won't. And depending on how quickly this goes, since we don't have much fixing left to do, we might even work on adding her earrings and other jewelry. So with that being said, let's get to transferring the weights. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to save. And then I'm going to come over here to the old skeleton. I'm going to get rid of the irrelevant face bones because the hair, amazingly, doesn't have anything to do with the face rigging. And so we will simply get rid of all of these bones because we don't need them. Deleting a lot of bones in 3ds Max takes a while. And then we will detach the old head and then delete the rest of the old skeleton. So now if I come over here and I select the old skeleton and move it, nothing should move with it because the old skeleton has nothing rigged to it. And so we will delete all of this. Then we will come to the hair, and part of the problem is this was not properly deforming because I had tried to hide the old hair. So now if I come over here to this section of the old hair and do this, then we will see that the hair is indeed properly rigged, and if we move the head bone, then everything goes with it. So now there is... Okay, no, that's all correct. I thought there was a rigging deformation, but that's just the hair itself. Okay. So now if we come over here to Nualia's hair, we will see that her skin is all of this. Apparently the upper teeth is still there, whatever. Let's get rid of these. We don't need those. Because I don't think her hair is rigged to her teeth. I don't think we did that. So now we're just going to come over here. And first we're going to unhide everything, so it's going to get cluttered. There we go. And then add, and we're just going to bring in all of the new hair bones. And I didn't actually want those in there, but that's fine. And then also the new head bone. And now we're going to select her hair. We're going to run this modified weight transfer. We're going to remove all the old hair bones. Actually, first thing we're going to... I don't think removing dead bones would actually do anything, will it? Oh, goody, it did remove all the jiggle bones. Goody. So now I can just try this again. And I don't want the jiggle bones. So what we will actually do is we will come over here. We will just select all of the jiggle bones and hide them because I don't want these. I just want the raw bones with actual weight applied. So we hide all of those bones. And then it hid all of the bones. That's actually really fucking annoying. Oh, good. No, it didn't. Okay, good. It just did it over here for some obscure reason. And add. Now do all the hair bones. Now it's just all the bones that will have actual rigging. Select. And then, for some reason, it included all of these. But that's okay, because they're old, and the new ones aren't there to be matched. That's perfectly fine. So let's just quickly verify that there are indeed weights still. Good, there are. Okay. Now, we want to replace all the old to the not old. Here we go. So the people who watched the last video know this took for fucking ever. This won't take nearly as long because there's far less vertices to iterate over. So I just sit over here and I click this button for 41 times and it won't take long at all. And this transfers all of the weights. See how quickly that's going compared to part 4 when we were transferring the weights. It's so much faster. There we go. So now if we come over here and we select, for example, that bone. Here we go. Now her hair is correctly rigged. And so now I can come over here. I can select the old skeleton. Oop. Did I forget to bring in the new head bone? I think I did. So star head 1. Actually, I should have done this first. Remove dead bones. Here we go. And then add star head 1. Here we go. And find matches is only going to match the head. All bones replaced. So now I can select this and delete all of those. And now I can come over here to, so say, for example, the new spine. And there we go. Okay. So now all of the old skeleton should be gone. Let's just look for old. So yes, you got the old mesh, but no old bones. Perfect. So now we're going to once again hide all of these. I'm going to turn off these and that. Here we go. So now, for posterity's sake, we are going to hide all of the bones as well. Hide those. And let's just double check and make sure everything is correct. So lower jaw is going to select 4 bones. I don't know why I keep doing that. I know it's going to select 4 bones. And there we go. The jaw moves correctly. And now if we come over here and grab her thigh, this will be a really good indicator. And yeah, there we go. And the calf. Perfect. Okay, so the skeleton is successfully merged. All of the weights are restored, and she now deforms properly. So the next thing we're going to do, and this actually, I think this was a mistake, actually, deleting that skeleton so early. Yep, it was a mistake. And I'm pretty certain I just saved. That's okay. That's okay. Trying to convince myself that's okay. Because we need to do more skeleton transferring. Do we need to do more skeleton? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Okay, well, let's do it. So, these are all worthless now. I don't need those at all. That is worthless now. Don't need that. I don't know why you're selected. Delete those. Those are all worthless now. And that's the only one that I could skin wrap, but at this fucking point, I just might as well just do it for everything. So now we need to roll back a little bit. So we are going to, once again, select the entire skeleton, use my batch renamer, prepend, old. Because we need to do more skeleton merging. Luckily, this skeleton merging, for the most part, should go a lot faster than the body. So what we're going to do is we're going to save this once again. And we're going to actually save this out as a new file. Save. And then we're going to roll up 11. 11's probably far enough back. .3ds Max is so fucking slow to load files. Okay. Yeah, that looks good. So we're going to save this as 11B outfit salvage. Save. And then we're going to come back to 14. So once again, it's going to take a long time to open because it's 3ds Max. And it takes a long time to open files in 3ds Max. Here we go. Continue. And then we import merge. Oh. Actually. We're going to select delete that. Hide that. There we go. We're going to select all of these. I'm going to run the batch renamer and name these new. These are the ones we want to keep. There we go. And now we import merge. Well, actually, technically, I could change old here. Replace old with news. We want to keep this skeleton. No, we don't. Because my weight transfer can't go the other way around. It's just a limitation. So, yes, old. And then we import merge. Outfit salvage. Now we want to bring in all of the outfit pieces and the entire skeleton. Except for the hair. We don't need the hair, actually. So I can safely ignore the hair. I can probably actually get away with not doing the head, but I'm not going to take that chance. I don't need the face bones for certain. I do know that. So I'm not going to grab those. I do need the arms. And then I don't need any of the raw Nualia pieces. We're already done with that. So, import. There we go. Okay. So, the way we're going to do this is we're going to hide all the new pieces. Only the old pieces remain. We're going to weight transfer. We're going to actually merge all of these into a single mesh. Yes. Because as I said at the end of the last video, we really lucked out that we didn't make any body group variants. We only split up and exported out her outfit. That will work very much in our advantage here. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy all of these pieces. Copy. Here we go. I don't know why it's flickering. That might be part of a consequence of the screen. And this is going to be armor seduce for Skinwrap to new pieces. Really long name, really descriptive. I know exactly what it's for. And attach all of the other pieces. So it's all one mesh again. And then we do a high precision skin wrap to the duplicates we made so that these have exactly the right rigging. Convert skin. Collapse 2. Get rid of all the duplicates. Don't need them anymore. And so now once again, we have two skeletons. We have the old and the new. So now I select the new skeleton. Then all of the outfit should move with it. There we go. That's exactly what we want. And so now what we will do is come over here to the weight transfer again. And I'm thinking a moment here. I need to prepend all of these with new and transfer new to old. And then from old, I chop off the name. Yes. So we will select, actually what I can do is, no, I'll do it the way I just said. Semantics aren't important here. So we select all of the original skeleton and we prepend with new. There we go. So that's all of the new. And then we will come here and we will add all of the old. Yeah, that's all fine. That's all fine. So we just come over here and we unhide all of the old bones. And then we just come over here and we add, well, first of all, first thing I want to do is remove any dead bones. Okay. That was weird. Weight transfer modified is already running. Okay. Remove dead bones. Worthless cocksucking piece of shit. Modified. Remove dead bones. I actually don't think it will remove many dead bones. It did remove a few. And that would just make it so it's a bit more efficient. Okay, so now we come up and we add all of the old bones. Here we go. So it added the hair bones. I saw that, but it won't be an issue because there's no new ones. So we want to go from new to old. Find matches should only be like 100 or so. Yeah, 155. But hopefully these transfers will go by a lot faster. So once again, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. So we're once again back at this, so there's no way we'll be doing the exposed variants. This will probably kick us up to at least 30 minutes and probably 40 minutes. Well, actually, this is going pretty fast. It's 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. It's only about 2 seconds. There's 155 of them times 2 to about 60. Okay, this will only take about 5 minutes to do. That's not nearly as bad as when we were doing this for the body. Ooh, that was a long one. That must be on the torso. A lot of verts to move. But this won't take too long. This will only take 5 or so minutes. This isn't too bad. So yeah, once again, for those who missed it and haven't skipped this yet, honestly, you might have as soon as you saw this terrifying window come up, and I wouldn't have blamed you if you did. I wish I could. But all of this is caused by the exporter by Wonderboy, who, once again, I love to bits. I'm really thankful he wrote the tool. But the fact that his exporter sometimes fucks up normals on export is the cause of all of these problems, and is why, among other things, I've had to merge the skeleton twice. Admittedly, the second merge is partially my fault. I deleted the skeleton too quickly and then saved, but, you know, whatever. I could have done undo Control-Z, but undo Control-Z is really, really, really iffy when it comes to weights. Half the time, if you delete bones and then you undo to bring the bones back, any of the weights that they had will lose their gradients, and so they become broken. Exactly like how the body was before we replaced it in the last videos. How it was just little patches rather than nice smooth gradients like it should be. That's exactly how it breaks when you undo deleting bones, if it does decide to break. Which, by the way, is not all the time. It does not always decide to break. Just sometimes. Yeah, going back to what I said about 3ds Max and Maya in the last video being unstable, buggy, bipolar, neurotic pieces of shit. Yeah, sometimes it breaks when you do things, a specific thing. Sometimes it breaks, and sometimes it doesn't. It really depends on how 3ds Max is feeling at the time. So, yeah. So we're just about halfway done. So 155, 160 would be 130. 160 would be about 80. So this will be right around 77, I think, will be the halfway mark. It doesn't sound wrong. So we need 77, that'd be... You know what? Fuck it. 155 divided by 2. Yeah, 77 is what I thought. I've actually gotten surprisingly good at my mental arithmetic. Mental math has never been my strong suit, but just doing things like this finds me constantly doing mental arithmetic, and I've notably gotten a lot better with it. Which is not a good thing, because usually the only time when I do mental arithmetic is when I'm fixing bugs or issues. Most of the time not caused by me, but caused by someone else's tools, which is why, once again, as I said in my previous video, I'm never fully confident of any code that isn't written by me. That isn't to say that I'm always confident about code that I write. It just means I'm never confident about code that I didn't write. And like I said before, the reason for that being is I'm not in the deep of it. I haven't seen the code, and I didn't write the code from the ground up. So I'm not fully intimate with all of the intricacies involved when it's someone else's code. And so just as a natural consequence of that, I can never fully trust other people's code to be completely correct. Now that certainly isn't to say that my code is always perfect. It's far from. Very often I write code fast and dirty just to solve a particular problem, and I don't bother doing edge cases and things like that. So there are always cases that fall out with my codes as they're not thorough, they're not foolproof. There's always holes that slip through. But I write my tools with a specific purpose for myself in mind, and so any of the edge cases that would come up with my usage are covered. It's just not general purpose necessarily. You know, I have Audacity running in the background and recording this audio as I'm recording this video, because for some reason I've noticed the audio quality that this video recording software, the OBS, picks up is really shitty. I probably need to play with the settings on that. So I have Audacity recording in the background, and then another reason for this, I have a lot of background noise in this apartment, especially from the fact that I live underneath the road in front of the university, and so it's a weekend currently, but there's still a fair bit of traffic. It's people who live on and around campus, going into town and such like that. So I get a lot of ambient noise, and so I use Audacity's noise removal to clean up the audio, and then I just splice the recorded audio into the video, and so I replace the raw audio that's replaced by the video with the audio that I record and clean up with Audacity. And so I have Audacity up in the background, and I'm just watching the waveforms as I talk. And it's really rather amusing, especially since this microphone I use, this little Samsung Go, is really fucking sensitive and extremely prone to clipping. And so I was like, okay, I've definitely gotten something high poly now. This might be the skirt. It's probably the skirt that's taken this long now. And so I'm just kind of watching as I talk and just watching the waveforms go, and then just very quickly just boom! You just bam! It's just boxed in. It's clipping like crazy. It's gonna sound like shit, but I find it amusing just watching the waveforms come up and just in this casual conversation I'm having, watching the audio clips. Or the audio waves clip, rather. So we're almost done with this. Almost done. And then once this is done, what we will do is we will bring up Nualia that we just recently fixed. And then we will make sure that when her skeleton moves, which is the new skeleton, I believe. No, it's the old skeleton. We're moving from new to old. I'm just looking at it. So, I'll grab the old bones and move them. I'll just do the arm bones. And then both her arm and the arm gloves should both move together when I do that. And that will be evidence that the weight transfer was correct and complete. And then I can remove the dead bones, optimize this, and get rid of the fucking old skeleton. For real this time. And finally be done merging skeletons. I hope. And then we can transfer these over to the the fixed body groups, the normal fixed. And then we should finally be ready to recreate the export groups, export out and compile, and then finally continue with the actual core workflow of getting the model into source and finish up the textures, which I think are more or less done actually. Okay, so the weight transfer is done. So now we bring in Nualia, whose all of her weights should be on old. So now if I come over here and I select old upper arm, here we go. If I select old forearm, perfect. So now I just select the outfit. We're going to save. Remove dead bones. That should get rid of all of the bones that were labeled new. Perfect. So now I should be able to select the new root, which is this. For posterity's sake, we're going to bring everything up. So now I should be able to move these and nothing happens as a consequence. Perfect. And then we just delete that skeleton. It's no longer necessary. Close this. And then we find new space and replace it with nothing. Replace. And then old space and replace it with nothing. Replace. Oh, apparently I have to actually fucking select the bones. Okay, that's fine. Old, nothing. Replace. Replace 261 names. And now we're finally back to where we started before the export, but with all the meshes correctly done. So now, only one thing left to do. We will save. No need to make a new file. And then we will select all of these. We will, actually I closed that a bit prematurely. I will bring up the battery namer and replace new with nothing. So now these are the body groups that we exported and were broken. We imported and fixed them. And now they don't have any weights. And so now we will skin wrap them to the outfit that we just did the bone merge for. So they have their weights again. So we select all of them. We come up here to batch skin wrap. We reset marks. We mark all of these as a target. They're all receiving the skin wrap from this single master mesh. Mark as source, and it will be a high precision skin wrap. Save. And this should not take long because it is a high precision skin wrap. And now we just wait, and it's done. So now I can hide this. I can convert each of these to skin. Before I get carried away, we are going to make sure that it is correct. So we're just going to come over here to the left arm. There we go. And the left forearm. Oh. Oh. Well, I can fix that. That's a nice clean skin wrap. Can fix that. Let's test it on the leggings next. Because these I did actually have to modify the weights for, and I'm really sad if I had to do it again. So, left thigh. Oh, good. And then left calf. Okay. I can fix that. That's not a big deal. Actually, I don't even need to fix that because you just fucking turn off her legs underneath. But I will fix it anyways. Okay. So then we just go through and we convert this to skin. Hide. Convert this to skin. And this should be the last one with a skirt. Yep. And then if I were to select this bone, for example, do that. Oh, look, the skirt is ripped correctly. Convert this to skin. Delete. Convert this to skin. Delete. Convert this to skin. You're already converted to skin. You're already converted to skin. Convert to skin. Collapse 2. And finally, convert to skin. Collapse 2. Okay, so now we bring up the arm gloves. We're just going to delete that skin. And we're just going to do a skin wrap, a loose skin wrap, to the actual body. Shouldn't take too long. It's jumping 3% a tick. That's not going to take too long. Now we're going to actually be able to actually see it fully update. Nice. That doesn't happen often. Usually it locks up before then, or rather the screen stops updating. Not really a lock up per se. And we come over here. We select forearm. And let's see how it deforms now. Oh yeah, that deforms much nicer. Okay. And then we bring up the leggings real fast. And we just come over here. And we select the back of the knees. 999 over 4. That's good. And we come over here. We do move local. And we puff out 0.1 on the Z. That should fix that. And we come down here to the calf. And we rotate that in. And look at that. No leg clipping. Beautiful. Okay. So now we're going to hide both of these. Now we have to split her up into arms, legs, and hands again. So I'm just going to come over here. I'm going to invert the selection. Save. And then we're going to come over here to edit normals. So this will probably look familiar because I'm pretty certain we already did this once. Got to do it again. So yeah, we'll start with the legs. Select around the knees. Select around the hand. Select around the upper arm. Select around the upper arm. And select around the wrist. And make explicit. Collapse 2. Okay. And then we come down here to max script. Mesh splitter. Launch the rollout. Don't need those up right now. And we come over here. We select the hand. Tidy up the selection. Go over here. Select the hand. Tidy up the selection. Leave. Yep. Okay. Yeah, allergies. And then we split this off to Nualia hand. Split. And then we come over here. And arms don't need to be nearly as precise. Nualia arms. Split. And then we come over here. Oops. Here. Paranoia. Make sure that the normals are still, there we go. Yeah, that's good. So actually bring that selection down a ring. There we go. And Nualia legs. Split. And there we go. Out of paranoia. Make sure that the rigging is still maintained. Good. And then we bring in all of you. And we delete you. And we rebuild the export groups. So come back over here. I didn't want that. Come over here. Group exporter. Update always export. And then we'll select here. So, whoops, don't shout it. Nualia v2. I believe is the name of it. Yep, reference Nualia v2. Here we go. You are reference. No, not reference Nualia, just Nualia arms. Doesn't it feel like we've done this all before? I know it does to me. Nualia hands. And come down here to Nualia legs. And then we come up here to Nualia hair. And then we unhide everything. And then you are Seduce cloak. You are Seduce arm gloves. You are Seduce top full. You are Seduce belts. You are Seduce skirt bare. Skirt bare. You are Seduce panties. You are Seduce sash bearer. You are Seduce sash panties. You are Seduce leggings. I think that's everything. So unhide everything. Update always export and export groups. Select all and export them all. We're currently 40 minutes in, which is about what I expected. And then once we're done with this, assuming nothing else goes wrong, which at this point I think is a safe assumption to make actually, then we should be able to refresh Half-Life Model Viewer, which, just for posterity's sake. If you look, you can see the problems is, first of all, the outfit's a lot darker than it should be, which means the normals are broken. And then secondly, the rigging is horrifically broken. I mean, you got fucking parts of her leg jiggling, that's not right. So, once we are done with all this exporting, we recompile and then refresh Half-Life Model Viewer, and everything should be working correctly. The outfit should look right, and her body shouldn't be broken utterly and completely. And then once that's done, we can launch Source Filmmaker and quickly put her into Source Filmmaker and just quickly see if she poses and such correctly. And then she will officially be done. Minus the exposed variant in the body jewelry, which we will not be doing on video, just because we won't have the time to. So then we come over here and we recompile her. Refresh. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Turn on the normal mapping. Finally looks correct. And she still has her face posing. Fucking beautiful. Okay. Let's put her into Source Filmmaker and see how she behaves. Here we go. And this will be Nualia test. We load a blank map, which will take a little bit of time. Won't take nearly as long as loading the models. This is what happens when you have over 61,000 models in your Source Filmmaker, kids. Things take a while to load. It's actually one of the tools I'd like to build eventually is a advanced model spawning system where, among other things, you can create favorites for models and you can just go straight to spawning them. You don't have to wait for all the models to load. You can just go, hey, I want to spawn this quote-unquote favorited model, such as Nualia, and just click it and bam, zoom, zippy zoom. She's in, no waiting for models. So we just put in Nualia v2. And then we wait for these models to load. So, yeah, all in all, that took, let's see, the last video was, I think, around an hour 22 in the end. After about 22 minutes in, we started fixing the errors. So, this is about 43 minutes in. It's about to hit the 44 now. So, that's an hour and 40-ish minutes. So, about 100 minutes. We spent about 100 minutes fixing the errors caused by the SMD exporter failing to correctly export the normals. And then for some reason, her body's rigging broke on like the master file. I don't know what causes that. It doesn't happen a lot, but it does happen. That one is not really the exporter's fault, I guess. Maybe. I don't know if the exporter causes that, because I don't know when those break. So, I mean, not all of the blame is there, but there's still a good chunk that can fall on the exporter. Here we go. So we spawn in Nualia, all her bald glory. And then we spawn in her hair and attach it. 0. And then we make camera, set to 85 milli, and we would just strike a real quick pose with her. So rig, there's V2. We will just kind of cock her hips. It's not deforming horrifically, that's good. Though there is some clipping with the front of her leggings, actually just kind of with her leggings in general, I think. But that's okay. That's not too difficult to fix. Rotate local. No, I'm going to rotate that way. And then just kind of take her chest down a bit. Just kind of go like that, let the jiggle bones settle. And this is just a really quick way to see how the model deforms. Find any really evident clipping issues like with those leggings. So if you can't even strike a simple pose like this without the mesh breaking, then definitely some things to fix. So just come over here. I'm going to turn off ambient occlusion just so I can more clearly see things. This is something I have to commonly do with Nualia because of her really dark skin combined with dark clothing like her gloves. And honestly, things just kind of get lost in her. There we go. And then we will fix the skirt. So we'll just kind of grab all the cloak first, I guess. That wasn't all the cloak. I don't know what I was doing. And then we just kind of rotate like that. Bring in. Yeah, we'll have her standing in the wind. Why not? Here we go. And then the skirt. Front and center. So we'll actually start like that. We'll just grab all three of them. Have them go like that. And kind of up against her leg. And then I suppose to sell the effect, we'll also grab her hair. Might have to bake her hair jiggle bones for this. We'll also kind of have her hair go like that. It's actually not too bad. And then we have her look at the camera, and I'm currently shivering. It's a bit cold. How cold is it outside? Let's find out. It's currently 30 degrees Fahrenheit, so just below 0 Celsius. I don't have a heater. So we just have her go like that. And we give her... Here we go. And then we will bring in another camera, and we will flip it 90 degrees. No, not 9,000, 17 degrees. We will kick the camera up a bit as we're looking up at her. And we'll bring it in nice and close. Down. And then back a little bit. Up. Framer. There we go. And have her looking down at that camera. Face. There we go. And then we go like that. And we will come over here. smile a bit. And widen it a bit. And narrow that a bit. There we go. And then we will turn on that. Go to that. We'll set this. Where are we currently? 50 minutes. Yeah, we're doing fine. Crank those. Save this as a stills. Use Nualia test. Okay, we'll slap that camera. Bring in a light. Copy it. Go back to this camera. Turn on the lights. And then we'll run lighter. So something like that. And we paste the light. And we do the same over here. Want to rim lighter. Do we want the lights to be above or below her? That's a good question. Okay, we want the lights to be more or less level with her, really. So we go like that. We extend with radius. And then we bring up the forward lights. So we'll have this light be slightly yellow. And then this light, and then we're going to find the factor that we need to darken her hair so that it doesn't become overly bright. And then actually, we're going to also extend the FOV on both of these a bit. And then make this a nice blue. There we go. So, as we can see, is actually need to move the camera this way a bit. And then maybe out a bit, so we know her flowing cape is in view. Jesus Christ, Nualia. You know what? Fuck it, we'll frame her this way. Just because of that damn cloak. And then we will redo the settings. And then we'll have her look at this light, and we'll adjust her eye posing as appropriate. Default. And then we come up here. We can just do this. We'll give her a bit of a degraze. There we go. There we go. And then let's come over to her hair. Yeah, this is annoying me. So lights in the group, collapse the group. Add material override, show an element viewer the model, and then we just come over here and we figure out the dimming factor for her hair. Turn the back off for now. So there's that, which is entirely too bright. How about 0.8? Still a bit bright. 0.7? 0.75. Yeah, that's looking good. So now if I delete this and add a color 2 to hue, color 2 of 0.75. Yeah, that looks good. That does, that looks good. So let's quickly fix the boots and add these values to her hair. So remove those overrides, save. We're going to close this. So we're going to come back over here to her hair. Add a color 2 of 0.75 across the board. Do the same to that. So that will make her hair look gray. But when lit, it lights up to the proper white that we wanted. Perfect. So now we're going to... You know what? There's actually a little bit of clipping with her top too. We're going to fix that as well. So we just come over here. We select these vertices. 999 over 2 probably. Move. Puff that out. Go. And then we come back down to the leggings. We select all of this area. Puff it out a little bit. Then that will hopefully fix that clipping. It's like I was so concerned about the back of the knees, I didn't even look at the front of the knees. So we'll just go like this. And there's still a little bit of clipping. Still a little bit of clipping. At this point, it's actually going to be faster. I'm going to undo that puff. It's going to actually be faster if I just collapse this, skin wrap it, do a raw skin wrap to the legs and body. Shouldn't take too long. So this video is going to probably run a little bit over an hour. Shouldn't be too bad though. There you go. Convert to skin. Collapse 2. Select this again. And let's see how it behaves now. Okay, yeah, so still a little bit of clipping around the knee, but not nearly as much. So what we'll do is just select that region. 999 over 4. Puff that out. Now if we select this and rotate it in, that's not the one I wanted to test, but it'll work. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And then we just come down here. We select the heel. We'll grow up a little bit. Oh, grow up. And then we'll deselect those. And we will make sure that it's not assigned to the toes, because for some reason the heel stilettos always end up going to the toes, and I don't know why. It's really weird. So we're just going to put this all firmly on the heels. So it looks like we can actually reduce this selection a fair bit. Yeah, something like that. Perfect. So we'll just set it all to the right heel. And then we'll deselect that and assign that all to the right heel. Select. Here we go. So now when I select the master toe bone, which is that, heel doesn't move with it. Perfect. So we save, we update, always export, and then we select the arm gloves, no, the top, and the leggings. Update, always export, export groups. Oh, it was behind it. Leggings and the top. Export. Explicit normals. And explicit normals. And then we finally recompile. While that's recompiling, we will get Source Filmmaker launching because it takes a while. And then we come over here. Still a bit of clipping there. So we'll go and fix that. It's like the other one ain't clipping, it's just that one. But we don't need to fix that. Well, we can. It's not like it's hard to fix. So let's see, where exactly is it clipping? It's clipping about right there. So then we'll just puff you out. 0.1. And then we will update the always export. And export the top again. And recompile again. Okay, that's good to go. There we go, no more clipping. Beautiful. And we load that file up again. And we should be good to render out the poster. And when I hit render, that will be the end of this video. The knees clipping still? Good. No, they are not. Beautiful. And her hair is the correct color. Simply beautiful. Okay, there we go. So actually, you know what? I think there's one last thing we're going to experiment with, actually. Because this cloak is all single-faced. Select it. Yeah, it's all single-faced. So, what we're going to experiment with is we're going to select all this bit of the cloak. We are going to detach as a cloned element. We are going to scale it down very, very slightly. No, we're going to squeeze it very slightly. So negative 0.1 should... I think if I select the individual vertices and do 0.1, should make it. There we go. And then we come over here and we flip this. There we go. And then we're going to re-export that cloak. So update always export. Export the cloak. We're going to close out of Source Filmmaker. So actually, I should do this with the skirt too, actually. Let's do it with the skirt too. So we'll just come over here. We'll just select all the actual skirt bits. Need not skirt bits. Actually, no, it's because there's two skirts. I'm not going to fucking deal with it. Okay. And we come back here and recompile, which I didn't do. And then relaunch Source Filmmaker. Probably done compiling by now. Oh. Sometimes Half-Life Model Viewer crashes if you refresh it enough, or especially if you have Source Filmmaker loading. It's like they don't play well together. Oh, that's saying this. That's not what I want. Load. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there we go. I think that'll work better. Interesting. It didn't seem to... Oh, nope, there was an error. There was an error in the compile. Okay, nope, that's fine. That can be fixed by simply exporting these out. So sometimes Crowbar will throw out this too few bones / vert error when, there are obviously vertices and bones. I find the solution to that is to generally just export the main reference again and recompile. That tends to fix the problem. So we got to restart that again. Sure. Yeah, there we go. So now her cloak actually has a proper shading. So the reason for that is no-coal allows those back faces to be drawn, but no-coal will not accept light from the back face side. And so light from the front of the cloak would not actually illuminate that side of the cloak, which is now no longer the case. Oop, there's a little bit of clipping right there. I think. It looks like clipping. I don't see it. Interesting. Very interesting. Well, I'm paranoid. So we're going to just select this section and puff it out. And then re-export the leggings. There we go. And then just export the leggings. I think I actually already just did that. That's okay. No harm in exporting it twice. And then we recompile once again, and we launch Source Filmmaker once again. And then we wait for the compiler to finish. Yep. And open reset. Yeah, there you go. Now there's definitely no clipping. So now we're just going to grab the hand, rotate it kind of like that, and then we will quickly pose her fingers, and then we will render. And these fingers. Inclusion. See, and this is just as much for the poster to look decent as it is to make sure that the fingers are rigged correctly, and they very obviously are. Which is a very good thing. So it's no fun when the fingers get garbled. I've been there, I've done that. And then we will try the forearm twist. So I think that was the right way. Yeah, that might have actually been the wrong way. Yeah, that was the wrong way. There we go. There we go, something like that. And then we just turn ambient occlusion back on. And there we go. Export as a poster to 160p. And that concludes this video series. It took us 5 parts in total. And we still have a bit more work to do, or I still have a bit more, you won't see it. I have a bit more work to do before she's ready for release, but that is the bulk of the work. Until next time, everyone,